Alright, y'all, we back with another not so leveling video, but this time a Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade video. And we're going to be actually talking about the Jujutsu Kaisen Fest that happened not too long ago. And they gave us a bunch of news, including the game that I have covered, content before on this channel, which is basically Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. So if you aren't aware, I'll just say it now. Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade is now confirmed to release in December of this year. Now, of course, it can be delayed, but we aren't 100% sure. But as far as we know, it's going to be in December. You're already able to pre-register on the App Store and the Google Play Store, so be sure to check it out. It is a turn-based RPG, right, on the famous IP Jujutsu Kaisen. You already guys kind of already knew that if you're already looking at it, and it's super popular. So if you haven't heard about it, you kind of live under a rock, right? Another thing to note is Billy's going to be doing the global version for this game. Previously, they have done Artery Gear Fusion and Egan Urthro or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Egan. And I think that game came out like a year or two ago. Could be mistaken, but it was sometime in that time frame. And the JP developer side for this game is actually Sumzap, right? And they do Konosuba Fantastic Days, and that game is still living and breathing till this day. It's been up for a few years already. So we'll see how that actually turns out, and I will kind of hope the same for Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, as we can just kind of pray that it will have the long and healthy life as their other games. All right, now we'll actually kind of just go into the game and kind of show you how it is, and yeah, let's get right into it. So let me just be right back. All right, so we're actually in the game now. As you can see, I have Geto over here on the front screen. So when you do obtain characters, their character arts and everything, they're live 2D, so you're able to put whoever you want, like 5 different characters on the front panel screen that you're able to swap between. You could have it set, you could just put 2 characters if you want, you could put 5 characters, you could even put memories. And you're probably gonna ask me what are memories. We'll kind of get into that in a bit. So let's actually get right into the characters, and then we'll discuss some of the other stuff too. So first up, you have your characters on the left hand side, and then you can see on the right hand side that this is going to be your memories. Now obviously this is the rough translation of it. It could be scenery, it could be skill pages, it could be whatever, but as far as we know from the JP side, we just kind of call it memories. So over here we have all of our characters. You have SR characters, rare characters, and SSR characters, of course. The thing that I like about this game is very true to its source material. Like literally all the characters are like literally like all their skills and everything they do is so relatable to how they appear in the actual series. So for example, let's start off with a basic character, right? We'll just talk about a character that's in the beginning. So we have Gojo, and Gojo is, his gimmick and mechanic is essentially he could come in to the fight. He's practically invincible to everything, dodges everything, he can't get hit by anything. But after 7 turns, he then leaves the fight, right? So if you're trying to do quests where you have to have a certain amount of characters alive, you're probably not going to want to use them unless you're confident that you'll be able to beat it in 7 turns, right? Overall, he's probably one of the strongest characters in the entire game from the start, right? As soon as the game starts. Of course, now there is more powerful characters than this version of Gojo. Obviously, there's other versions of Gojo who are more powerful, or if not kind of the same power level as his, but they do remain true to its source material, and kind of, he is overpowered, but they had to give him a drawback in some shape or form to not make it too crazy, right? Then you have characters like Toji, he doesn't have any cursed energy when he does his attacks. So of course, when you use your skills and attacks, they cost cursed energy. For him, they don't count. He doesn't have cursed energy. You also have like other characters, Megumin, like he has domain expansion. You have Nobara, she puts nails into the enemy, and then based on how many nails you have when you use your ult, you do even more damage. That's what I'm saying. Like, this game is so unique in terms of like how your characters play. Like all of them all kind of do exactly what you would kind of expect. There's all sorts of things that you can really talk about here, right? And there's so much that I probably won't even be able to cover it all in this singular video, but that is basically the characters. And then we get on into memories. So memories have many different forms, and then many different arts, all sorts of things, original arts, arts from the anime, what if arts, all good, all good sorts of things, right? Like you have art from the collaboration from the movie right here. There's just so many. You know, there's the special grade curse, there's Hanami, I believe that's her name. And then, you know, and there's literally everything, literally everything, even scenes from like the anime, even art that they just completely drew themselves. Obviously, this is one of my favorite ones, just having this one on like the main screen. Because you can put this obviously on your main screen, right? So it's very nice. And these memories, they kind of function in a manner where you would equip them to your character, and each memory has about 2 skill effects, and then it has 2 stats that it can boost. So it could be HP and defense, it could be HP and attack, you know, all that stuff. And then you'll have 2 skill effects that will activate, and those 2 skill effects, they're kind of dependent. You could equip any memory onto any character. You just, you know, kind of understand if that's the stat you need and if that's the skill effect you need for that specific character. So it's very flexible in how you want to play, which makes it very good. And you don't need dupes in the memories or even in the characters, but they do help the character substantially, where you can have the character and the character is completely fine without dupes. You can still play the character, it's usable. The content is hard, but not that hard, right? You're still able to complete stuff even with like no duped characters. You just have to understand how to build your team structure and use the correct skills. Realistically, I'd like to kind of think that this game is very free to play, especially for the main key point where this game does not have PvP. Of course, the reason they probably don't have PvP is because of Gojo, but I'm pretty sure they can restrict him from PvP if they really wanted to. Then this is just kind of like, you know, little stories and archives and stuff, and then you could like see past events in here. Another good thing is it is a single player, like completely single player, so there's not really any like co-op type thing. The only co-op thing that you really have is you're able to use supports, which is your friends that you're able to add. But that's about it. Nothing crazy. You get friend points, I believe, as well from them. Nothing too crazy. Pretty standard. But other than that, every single thing that I'm telling you right now, you can play this game free to play and casual. You can play completely fine. You don't have to feel forced to actually log in and play the game, because they did a really good job at keeping it very simple and casual, but also kind of making you feel hyped for a new character that comes. And because, like, look at these arts. They're just insane, you know? Like, and then of course, if you like a particular character, then obviously you're gonna go crazy for that character, right? So they just do a really good job at kind of like blending in how their personality into their skills and everything, and like their curses and all that. They just do really good. I know I'm repeating myself so much, but I really love how well they kind of create every single character, and they take time to understand the character and make their kit a part of the character, so they just always feel different, right? I don't find any singular character the same unless they're the same specific character, right? So like if it's a Gojo compared to another Gojo, they'll have like some relatively similarities, but they'll still function differently. Like if you see the past Gojo from when he was a lot younger, he doesn't have the infinity or anything yet, and he doesn't have purple just yet either. So he has like, his kit is kind of like very similar to the other Gojos, but he takes a while to ramp up, while the other one actually leaps from battle. So he is able to be harmed and damaged, but the one from like the start of the series, that one, he's able to just dodge everything and all that. So they kind of do make them different based on where they are in the story and how they are. So there's that. So in this game, of course, you always have your default area UI where you'll just kind of go to where everything is. It's just a little bit organized, right? Then over here you have the banner, right? So we got some tickets here, so we'll just kind of do a multi and show you what the animation looks like, and then we'll see if we get Nanami here, right? So what you're looking for is Black Flash Gojo animation or the billboard going crazy. So as you can see, the billboard in the background is going crazy, right? That means you're gonna get an SSR. So let's see what we get here and if we get anything good. So we got something here. Okay. So I think it was like the 5th one, right? So keep in mind, when you actually are pulling on the banner, you can get characters or memories. So that's probably one of the things that does suck about the... Ooh, nice. So we got the new memory. So you can get memories and you can get characters on the same banner. That's a little bit more of the more tedious part of the game, but luckily for this game, it is PvE, so you don't have to feel pressured, eventually they'll come back, and then you'll be able to pull on their banner once again to actually try to obtain them this time. Or if you manage to save properly, you can pity the character by getting enough points and then exchanging for the character in the point shop, right? Alright, so then we'll just do one more multi because this Nanami is actually crazy. This is the one from the Shibuya arc. So we'll just do another multi real quick and see if we could get him. I wasn't originally going to do this, but, you know, I'm kind of tempted now. Kind of give me that. No? Nothing? Maybe a Black Flash? Okay, maybe not. So this multi is looking pretty dead. Anyways, we'll just kind of skip past it because we do have a lot more to talk about. So we'll kind of go back and actually showcase like some of the other stuff. So we do have a bond feature, and you kind of get resources from the actual bond feature. So you just kind of like talk to them and all that stuff. It's nothing crazy. You'll kind of just do it passively, nothing important. You do get, like, I believe a little bit of stats from it, like for overall account wide power, but it's not anything major until you do a bunch of them all at once, right? So as you get more characters and stuff, you'll be able to do that, right? So let's actually go to the combat. Alright, so we're over here at the actual layout, and this is basically your team formation. You're going to basically have your 4 frontline characters, the ones that are going to be out on the field, and then you're going to have your 1 backline character. This is the one that kind of swaps in once one of your characters die. Then you're going to be able to put your skill or memory on whatever character you want, right? So like if you want to put that one over there, you put that one over there. You know, you just kind of choose what memories you want to use based on what character needs what, or basically whatever you're fighting, right? So we're going to get into this. It's probably going to start off straight off the bat on auto, but as you can see, I'm extremely over the recommended power because, I mean, I constantly play, so the game, I'm actually like over-tuned for this type of content. So, okay, as you can see, I was on auto. So the game functions with 4 characters, and in those 4 characters, you kind of make all their choices, and then once you're done making all your choices, you will go, and then the enemies will go. Now, depending on your character, you would want to use your memory, or you just go your normal attack. Some characters use the memories on all their skills. Some characters just are able to use a memory on a specific skill, right? So you kind of just have to be dependent on whichever one you want, right? So as you can see, you have cursed energy on each character. That's how it functions. And your skills use cursed energy. And then the meter below your cursed energy is your ultimate. And you're able to do all that good stuff, right? So we'll just attack him, and then for him, we'll just go crazy on one of these. It doesn't matter which. We'll just use this skill, right? Keep in mind, Toji, he doesn't use any curse energy, so all his skills cost practically nothing. So you just charge up for your ult. Pretty nice. And you have Yuta. Yuta kind of, you know, copies what's his name skill. I forgot what his name is. Inumaki or something. He kind of copies it, and then he debuffs them all. And then he has his normal attack, and then he has Rika to attack with him on his 3rd skill. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Hollow Purple. Then you have this Gojo, who's able to buff himself, attack the enemy, you know, all that good stuff. He's just Gojo, right? So, right? So you have like nice animation and everything. They're pretty decent. Of course, the art style is not for everybody. The art style is, you know, 2.5D, 2D, whatever. So not everybody is actually accustomed to it. So a lot of people just don't think it looks good, so they just don't play the game. So that might be the case for a lot of players. But overall, the game, I think, is still a pretty good standard turn-based game. Regardless of that, it's kind of like that one FGO game, not FGO, Sword Art Online game. I don't remember what it's called, but if you know, you know. But there's one Sword Art Online game that's very similar to this art style, and that's kind of what they went for here. Overall, I still enjoy the game, even though it kind of isn't what the animations you would kind of expect. The ultimates are really nice overall, right? So we're just gonna let this run auto, right? So that way maybe we could get to one of the ultimates, because it'll breeze through it way quicker than I will. So let's get right into it and see. Right, so we got into this next battle. Over here, we'll be able to see an ult. So we're going to get an ult from Toji and kind of see what he does, right? Right, so he kind of just nukes everybody. Absolutely obliterates them. So now that we finished going over the characters and how the gameplay is, like I said before, it's kind of like how you would feel about the game like I said, that's going to be kind of the gameplay. It's turn-based RPG, and you have your characters. There's 4 of them front line, 1 back line, and you kind of just have skills, and you kind of weld in what kind of memories you want to use during combat. So it's not for everybody just because of the art style, and if you're not really into turn-based, then you're probably not gonna like this game, even if you like Jujutsu Kaisen. So probably do yourself a favor and probably just try it out for like 10 minutes, and if you don't like it, probably just don't play, right? Don't just force yourself to play because it's Jujutsu Kaisen. Another thing I also want to point out, there is an exchange shop where you're able to actually get free characters. They're mainly the curses so far, right? They've been slowly adding them over time, but we have Jogo, we have Hanamiya, I believe her name is, and Mahito. So you can get them just by playing the game and doing stuff, right? So there is free-to-play options. A lot of the SRs and rares are also as good as, a lot of them are actually as good as an SSR, but not for the same reasons, not for like DPS wise, but like for their technique, their kit, and utility, right? So other than that, that's basically Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. This is the game that we're going to be expecting on global launch, and of course when we near the date, I will be covering extensive guides and tier list videos and all that stuff on how to play the game and its functions and features, right? So other than that, I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.